Boslaw. On the show, we interview other writers and we talk about mental health from their personal journeys. If you have not already hit that like and subscribe button, go ahead, do that now so that you never miss an episode.
Hi, everybody. I know I'm going live on a Sunday, not a Tuesday. What? Schedules change and stuff, and I don't know. We're gonna do what we can do. That's all we can do. So today with us we have the lovely Amy Taylor. Hello, how are you?
Hi, Randi-lee. Thanks so much for having me.
This is what, the third time we've tried to do this?
Yeah.
Like I said, scheduling. It's a fun thing.
Yes.
So tell me, well, not me, because I know you a little bit already. Tell everyone a little bit about who you are.
Well, I call myself a mental health warrior and neurospicy mama because I am a strong advocate for people with neurodivergence and mental health issues. And I myself, the reason I got into that was because I myself have bipolar disorder, anxiety, OCD, and ADHD, and I have a daughter on the spectrum. So,
So lots there to unpack.
yes, yes.
um, okay, so things that we don't often get a chance to talk about on the show is bipolar and OCD. So I'm gonna focus us over there, but we'll just see where life takes us, you know?
Sure.
So start your story wherever makes the most sense.
Okay. I was always had some mental health issues and struggled, and my mom and I argued, and I just wasn't the average happy kid. And then when I was 30 and I had a son, I had been diagnosed with depression, and I knew it wasn't right because I was just so angry and I was having these anger outbursts. And I finally said to my psychiatrist, something is wrong. I'm yelling at my kid for no reason. I hate that. And he said, that could be a symptom of bipolar. And he put me on medication. He switched my medication, took me off of Prozac, and put me on something for bipolar disorder. And it
Okay,
totally changed everything.
so why? Okay, I'm getting ahead of I do this all the time. I get ahead of myself in my brain, and then I have to go backwards. Um, so I think we need to go backwards a little bit, because how did you get to being on Prozac?
I was in college and I was really sad and crying all the time and wanting to just like, do you ever get that feeling where you just want to up and move and run away from everything?
All the
Yeah, that's
time.
where I was all the time. And so I went to the school counselor, and that's how I ended up getting put on Prozac.
So did they say that you had depression?
Yes. And then when it kept happening, they said I had major recurrent depression.
Oh, okay. That's a new one that I hadn't heard yet.
Yeah.
Um, because it's often, like, bipolar is often misdiagnosed as depression first. And that is something that I really want people to hear and understand, that your first diagnosis is not necessarily the correct one.
Right.
There's no blood test for these things, right? Like, we're relying on what we can tell them, what they can see, but really, I mean, if the only time you go to a doctor is when you're sad and crying or feeling like you want to run away, like you said, they're not going to have much to work on. They're only going to have that to work on, right? Work with.
Right.
So it's really important that we understand that.
I agree.
Okay, so keep going.
Well, I think that then I was on that for years because that was from when I was 18 until I was almost 30. So it just kept getting worse. And I was suicidal, and I would call my mom and say, come pick up my kid because I can't take care of him. I'm a burden to him and
Mm-hmm.
you and everybody. And I would just be a wreck. And she would go, let's take you to a hospital. And I would say, if you do that, I won't be here when you get here. So,
Right? Again, common. Who wants to actually go do that?
right, exactly. So, luckily, she gave me the support I needed by just listening and being there for me, and that helped a lot. But she had to do that quite often. And so then when those anger bursts happened, I was doing things that is not like me. I would scream and yell at the lady behind the counter
Oh,
that was just trying to take my returns. I would
okay, yeah.
I would jump out of my car and scream at people that almost cut me off. I mean, it was just I was out of control. And so that's when I went to my doctor and said, "This is something is wrong with me."
Mm-hmm.
And he said that medication you're on, if you're bipolar, will make your mania worse, and mania can come out as anger and that whole frustration level.
Yeah.
So,
And that's something that a lot of people don't say is that the mania can come out in anger. Because I think a lot of times, at least from the guests on the show and stuff, and not to say that they haven't mentioned it, but more often than not, they mention that it can come out in like these massive highs where they are getting lots done.
yeah. And I've had
Well,
those too, so but they weren't in the beginning.
yeah. But I love that you, that you're sharing the different ways that it can come out because
Yeah,
that's what we need to know about. We need to know all of these different things.
exactly.
Okay, so you went to your doctor, and did he make the switch right then?
Yes.
And did he say, I think it's bipolar now? Like, did he change the...
Yeah, he did. He did.
And how did you take that information?
I knew something more serious was wrong with me than depression. So, because the anger outbursts were just like crazy. So I knew it was something big. So I wasn't shocked, but I was sad.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm trying to picture that in my head. It's a hard thing to do, right? When you're not in those shoes.
Well, it
Um,
seemed like a lifelong sentence.
right? Exactly.
Yeah.
Um, and you were still in college?
No, I was
Okay.
about 30 by then.
Okay, so you were on Prozac for a long time then.
Hmm. Well, I was on
Oh!
different things. I was on Prozac towards the end, I think. I was
Yeah.
on something else in the beginning.
Okay, so they tried a whole bunch of different things before they finally got. Okay, so let's talk about that because that's really important. And it
Yeah,
seemed like a long span of time.
right. It was. I I think I just kept going back with the depression symptoms, and so they kept increasing my dose, and then they'd change me to something else and then increase it, and then
Mm-hmm.
I'd have headaches or migraines from it, and they'd take me off it and put me on something else, and it's just you're a guinea pig.
Right? Hold on, I have a question for Google. Hold on. Okay, so I said to Google, how many different types of antidepressants are there? And the very quick AI response, because I'm not looking any harder than that, is there's 6 common types. So over the course of however long it was from college till, like you said, your 30s, they must have tried you on a whole bunch of different things. And like you said, it's also a dosage thing. So it's not just the type,
Yeah,
it's the dosage within the type. So if we have 6 main types and we have, I'm just making numbers up right now, guys, and we have 5 different levels of their common dosages, that is 30 different things that they are test running on you.
well, and types, I think I didn't see the Google response, but I think types means what type of medication it is,
Mm-hmm.
not the specific medication. Like under a
No,
type, there
exactly.
could be several different medications. Yeah.
Exactly. Like I said, I didn't go too far because I didn't want to waste our time, but just like the first quick
Yeah.
response is 6. And like, yeah, there's probably, your name brand, your generic brand, your other type. Like, these are 6 types, and there
Yeah.
can be subcategories of each thing. So just imagine that for a minute, that you are going to the doctor, but only when you've got the depressive symptoms. So
Hmm.
this is what the information that they are working with. So they go, okay, well, this one's not working. Let's try a different one because clearly this is the answer. Oh, that's not right. Let's just give you more. And I am all for medication, guys. You know that. I've said it lots of times. Love my antidepressants. So glad that I only had to try the first one and it worked. But just know that it is that trial and error. And when you finally get to the right one or get to the right diagnosis with the right one, it makes a huge difference.
It does, but it doesn't always last. Like you can get immune to what you're taking. Is that the right word for it?
Like not immune, but like a
Build up an
tolerance.
intolerance, yes.
Yeah.
And then on top of that, I'm 55 now, so when I went through menopause, I
Mm.
totally had to redo my medication.
Yes. Anytime there's like that hormonal change, and
Hmm.
for women, I mean, when you're pregnant too, your
Oh,
hormones, there we go, are all out of whack too. So these are things that you need to talk to your doctor about. Like really keep them in the loop of what is happening because
yeah,
it makes a big difference when our hormones are going crazy. And yeah, I'm not looking forward to menopause.
yeah.
Let's just put a pause on menopause.
Well, I still remember the days of my second pregnancy when they weaned me very quickly off all my medication because I was pregnant. And
Yes.
I had the worst pregnancy of my life. I can't believe I lived through it. Talk about suicidal. I was there daily.
Okay, let's tell you brought it
Yeah.
up. Let's talk.
Yeah. I was separated from the father of my second child, and it was ugly. And on top of that, I had been taken off my medication. So between the two, I was just not a happy person. I ended up having to take FMLA and leave work for a while.
Yeah.
I ended up in my gynecologist's office and they said hi to me and I bawled. I mean, they were like, "Hi, how are you doing?" And I was like, "Woo, here you go." And I couldn't stop. And I did that through the whole appointment. And they called my psychiatrist and said, "You need to put her on something. This is not okay for the baby."
Wow.
Yeah,
Okay, so commonly they want women to go off because they don't know what harm it could potentially cause to the baby. So I
right.
get that. What did the doctor end up doing? Like when your gynecologist was like, "This is," because I mean, for some people it is too much. You can't go off of everything. You need
Right.
it.
Right.
So how did that get approached?
Well, I was luckily in my third trimester by that point.
Oh, good.
So that was a benefit. And then, secondly, they put me on something they said that I don't remember what it was, but something they said that would not harm the baby, which
Okay.
they don't know that, but
Not 100%, but maybe it's a little more researched.
safer than others. Yeah.
Yeah.
So they did that, and that helped so very
Oh,
much.
good,
Yeah.
good.
Yeah.
I am very glad to hear that. And then once you had the baby, did you just go back to the stuff that you were on before? Or did you keep on this new thing?
I went back to the stuff I was on before because I was on several medications.
Okay.
And so during my third trimester, I was just on one.
Yeah.
And I did go through postpartum depression, but it wasn't near as bad as the pregnancy. It was just, I didn't want to get out of bed and I was really dragging and tired and just
Mm-hmm.
not functioning well.
Yeah.
But I wasn't crying all the time and falling apart. So, yeah,
Oh, awful, awful. And I think it's so important that I say this so often. I think it's so important, because everything is so important. I keep catching myself saying the same thing over and over, but I guess it's because I want people to hear it. Um,
yeah,
but that as mothers, I'm speaking to them specifically because we're talking about being pregnant. Um, when you are pregnant or right after and you've got the postpartum, I'm really lucky I didn't experience that, but I've had a few people share and, oh, it sounds scary, very scary. And the other side of that is you don't want to admit that you have it because you're not supposed to, right? You're not supposed to
right.
feel the things that you're feeling after. You're supposed to be joyful and happy and, oh, look at the cute little baby. And we have to remember that that's not the case all the time. And it
Right.
is okay if you need to go and talk to somebody because that's not the case all the time.
Well, unfortunately, I was in the middle of a divorce by that point.
And
And
that doesn't
so
help.
it was brought up in court that I had,
Oh,
I don't know why he didn't bring up I had bipolar disorder, if he just didn't remember or didn't care. But he totally brought up that I had postpartum depression as trying to say I wasn't capable of caring for my child. So
I have a few
luckily,
choice words for that.
yes, luckily the judge was smart and asked me a few questions and could see that I had been the only one taking care of the child, and that, postpartum depression is a normal thing women can go through.
Exactly. And it doesn't last forever,
Right.
right?
And I
It's
sought help.
scary, which is huge. So tell me about the help.
Well, I went to a therapist again, which I've been to a therapist so many times, but I went again, and I went to my psychiatrist every 3 months for such a long time until, probably about 6 to 9 months later, I started feeling like myself again. It took a long time.
Yeah. I was about to say, and that's so important. And I'm trying to stop myself, but I want to say it so bad. It it's not quick solutions when we are dealing with this stuff. It is long-term solutions, and we have to put in the work for those solutions.
Yeah, most meds don't even start working until you've been on them for like 4 weeks.
Right, exactly. Your body has to like absorb them in
Mm-hmm.
before they start working.
Yep.
And so often medication and therapy don't, I don't want to say don't work on their own, because it's not that they don't work, but they work better together,
Mm-hmm. I agree.
right? Like I always say, because I'm a big proponent of both, obviously, but I always say, oh, therapy is such a great thing. But I would not have done as well in my therapy had I not been on my antidepressants,
Oh,
because
yeah.
it gave me a different mindset in order to actually speak about what was going on, as opposed to keeping the bad thoughts going, shh, quiet, nobody wants to hear that. You're
Right.
gonna be called crazy if you say that. Shh. Now I'm like, I am crazy. What?
Oh, yeah. There are things that I just told my psychiatrist this last month that I have kept a secret for years. Like I have a what are they called? Intrusional thoughts.
Oh yes.
And I did not tell anybody because I thought they would take my kid away.
Yeah.
So I just came clean, is how I felt with that at my last appointment. And he was like, that's anxiety. And I was like, what? I'm not crazy. It's just
Shocking,
anxiety.
isn't it? Right? It's so shocking when you figure out that it's not actually, something horrible, but we think it's horrible.
Right. And it
And
was
it
something,
feels horrible.
oh, it feels awful. But it was something he could help me with. He took one of my stimulants because I have ADHD, so I was on a stimulant, and he lowered it, and it helped dramatically.
Oh, that's interesting to know.
Yeah.
Well, that does make sense, right? Because the stimulant would have the brain kind of going with
Mm-hmm.
the anxiety. Oh, maybe that's why when they put my kid on ADHD meds, she was so much worse.
Huh.
Never,
Maybe. Maybe.
maybe, I don't know. Now it's got me thinking. But, okay, so, so many things, so many things.
Mm-hmm.
What are some of the key tools that you've found work really well for your bipolar?
I have to get enough sleep. If I don't get enough sleep, after a few nights of that, I will be manic. Um,
Okay.
and I have to watch that I don't get too much sleep because the opposite will happen, and I'll start sleeping all the time and not getting out of bed, and then before you know it, I'm sad and depressed because I'm not doing anything with my life. So
Mm.
sleep is important. A sleep regimen, getting up at the same time every day, which is hard.
Right? Do you, do you have any specific like sleep routine?
I just try to go to bed when I'm really tired. Like I don't go to bed at like 8 o'clock. Sometimes I'll not go to bed till like 10 because I want to be really tired because otherwise I lay there for
Me
hours.
too. I do the same thing.
Yeah. And then I
That's
just,
me. My husband just goes to bed and just falls asleep like it's normal.
I know, isn't that awful? It's not fair.
Right? Isn't that
So,
all? I hate it. Hate it
but
so
then
much.
I try to get up in the morning when my daughter gets up, which is 5:30.
Oh, it's
So,
early.
yeah, but I got to tell you, on the weekends, I try to get up at that same time and I can't. So on the weekends, I end up sleeping in like I shouldn't, but I do.
Yeah, I'm like a 10 o'clock usually at the latest to go to
Yeah,
bed, and then like a 7-ish to wake up
that's not bad.
usually.
Yeah.
Well, that's the alarm for work, right? So then on the weekends, if I sleep past that, I'm like, woohoo! I got a little bit extra sleep. But
Yeah.
I also have dogs that are now in that routine, so they're like,
Oh,
Mom, it's time to get up. I gotta go pee. And I'm like,
right.
fine. Okay, so we are starting to run out of time, but let's talk about OCD real quick.
Okay.
How does that, well, first off, tell people who have not watched the show before, may not know what OCD is, tell them what it is.
It's obsessive compulsive is a disorder. Um, and basically, I do different things like if you've ever heard of people leaving the house and they can't remember if they locked the door, that's me. And I will come back 3 times. I will drive away, come back, drive away, come back, drive away, come back, and check the door. And I've even caught my neighbor, because he didn't know I did that apparently, caught him
Oh.
putting all his trash in my trash. Because he
Oh,
didn't.
that's funny. That is so funny.
Yeah, so I do things like that, and then other little things like my thumbnail. I do this weird thing where I flick it all the time, and
Okay.
I get obsessed with it. Have to do it a certain way, and it's so bad that I've got all these ridges on my thumbnail. It's worn down my thumbnail.
Oh, snap.
So things like that, and my daughter has it, and she has to wash her hands over and over and over.
Okay, yeah. Um, so I know that a lot of times it's linked to a type of anxiety.
Yes.
So what, and this might sound like a really stupid question, so hopefully you understand what I'm saying. What would happen if you didn't do those things?
It feels so uncomfortable in me. It feels like I'm going to explode. Like I feel this pressure inside my chest. And I'm just like, until I do it, I can't get a relief from that.
Yeah.
So I don't know what would happen if I actually didn't do it because I always end up doing it.
Yeah. And that's the compulsion, right? Like
Yes.
that's that feeling of the need to do it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Not so today we were at the grocery store, and not that my kid has OCD, but she got me thinking because she's like, everything has to be in even numbers, and she's like, she got an orange juice, and I'm like, you don't, or an apple juice. I go, you only need one apple juice, but it's not even numbers. It's not even numbers. And she was like, I'm like, you know what? It's not worth the fight right now. Just get to. We will
Right.
discuss this later.
Yeah, my daughter and I both do that. And I have a thing with the microwave, it has to end on a 7.
Oh,
So, like, even if I set it for a minute, when it hits 7, I'm turning it off. It's
why
weird.
7?
I don't know why.
Oh yeah, well, maybe if you ever figure that out.
Yeah, I'll let you know.
Huh, that's a weird one.
Yeah, but those things
7.
do make you feel like you're crazy. So I don't share that with everybody, but today I did.
You just did. I know. I'm like, oh, excuse you. You kind of did.
Yeah.
Because I can't go back and edit it out. We're already live. Ha. So much easier to go live and just do it.
Yes.
Okay. How has that impacted raising a kid with autism?
Well, that's such a good question. I think that in the beginning, I didn't know she had autism, and I had a struggle with every time she got upset. I would find myself getting upset. When she'd have a meltdown, I was getting close to having a meltdown. And once I finally got her diagnosed and I started reading up on it, and I got more therapy, but this time specifically on that, like we went to play therapy and different things like that. And I
Mm.
learned that uh, I have to regulate my emotions before she can regulate hers.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, so I have to stay calm.
That's a really good point. And I think that even when your kid doesn't have anything diagnosed,
Hmm.
it holds true because
Oh, yeah,
kids feed off of what we're doing and what we're saying.
definitely.
But I've definitely noticed that with mine that has autism is they're just like as soon as you go up a little bit, they go. It's that thing where when somebody's upset and you say, "Oh, just calm down." It works
Yeah.
really well, doesn't it? It works so well. Everyone just comes right down.
Right, exactly. I've taught my daughter though to say, "Mom, you're a little grouchy today," or "Mom, you're raising your voice." And then I'll be like, "Oh, okay." And so she helps me back it down, and then I stay calm for her.
Okay, I like that. That's
Yeah.
that's really good. I know I started um at a young age really, but because she's almost 19, it's so scary. But I'll be like, "You're yelling at me. I'm not yelling at you right now."
Yeah.
And she'll be like, "I'm not meaning to yell." I'm like, "Okay, but you are.
Right.
So check yourself before you wreck yourself." um, oh, there's so many other things we could talk about, but um, when hmm, trying to pinpoint my exact question here. So when your kid was diagnosed, because you said you both have OCD, right?
Hmm.
Mm-hmm. When was that diagnosed? Was that pre or post autism? So it's the same kid that has it?
Yeah, it's the
Yeah,
same
yeah.
kid. It was post autism. It was when she went when COVID came.
Mm,
That's when she picked up the hand washing thing,
that tracks.
and it's never really went away. So that's when we figured out. Because at first I was like, "Oh, she's just worried about COVID."
Right, yeah.
Yeah,
Everybody was a little more anal about the cleaning of stuff.
right. But then when COVID kind of dissipated and it was back to normal, she was still doing that. And so I said to her psychiatrist, "I think she might have OCD." And so he talked to her and he said, "Oh, yeah, definitely."
Yeah, that makes
So,
sense.
yeah.
Um, how did that layer on to the already, this might sound kind of rude, but already tense situation of raising a kid with autism? I can say that because I raised one. It's
Yeah.
tense.
Yeah, it is tense. I don't know. I don't think it really, I mean, it made things harder because that's one more thing you have to deal with. Like, she won't, it's not just the hand washing. It's like if we go outside, let's say we go to McDonald's and we order something and come home, and she gets out of the car and drops like a sandwich or her bag, just drops her bag. So the food hasn't touched the ground, but the bag has touched the ground.
Oh no. No,
She
no.
can't touch the bag, let alone eat anything in it.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, yeah, it does make it hard. You're like, okay, I'll pick up the bag, but please eat the food in it.
Right?
You
I can't
know?
go back and get you more. Like, just please. I'll put it on the plate. Like, it'll be fine.
Right. Yeah,
Yeah.
so it is harder, but the diagnoses, I'm all pro diagnoses because it helps you understand things so much better. You can read up on it, you understand what they're going through better, and it makes you calmer because you're like, oh, I get it.
Yes, exactly, right? It's like, okay, that's what we need to do. And I mean, there's still lots of things that need tons more research, but at
Right.
least if you have that, you can start doing your own research. Like one of the very first things I did, even before we had the official diagnosis of autism, was I started researching. What could it
Hmm.
possibly be? What can I do? All of those things.
See, I tried that. I did that. And when she was 5, I took her to Children's Hospital to have her diagnosed.
Okay.
And that was when they weren't diagnosing females very often.
Mm,
And they
yeah.
said she has all the signs and symptoms, but she looks you in the eyes, so we're not going to diagnose her with autism. She's not autistic. Yeah. So
Oh my
then
gosh.
then
Yeah.
I had all my family and friends going, Well, if she's not autistic, then she's just spoiled. You need to give her a whooping. You need to be harder on her.
That was
And
my
that,
entire
oh,
childhood, was people telling my mom I was spoiled and I needed more discipline.
yeah. And all that does is make it worse.
So much worse. So
It
much
just spirals
worse.
out of control if you try to do that.
Yeah.
So yeah, finally, when she was in, oh, I don't remember, grade school later, I took her back because I was just like, they're wrong. They just gotta be wrong. Yeah, and this time I took her to a different hospital and she had a female doctor, a couple female doctors, and they said, "Oh my gosh, I don't know how the first people missed this."
Yeah.
So I was
Well,
like,
they
"Thank you."
didn't. They just said, "Oh, there's one thing here excludes her."
Right. Yeah, it was ridiculous.
What if
And
it's my brain?
she was walking, her what do you call it? She walks back and forth. It's
Like
called
pacing?
something. Yeah, she
Oh,
paces back and
like
forth, but
stimming?
stimming, thank you. That's her stim. She has a
Okay.
couple, but that's her big stim. She will pace back and forth, and she'll do it all day long. And when we got her diagnosed, and they were telling us that, she definitely had it, and she kept walking in between us, and we couldn't see each other. And they're like, "Yeah, you see this?
Yeah.
That's from the autism." And I was like, "Oh, okay. I wondered."
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. Yeah,
Yeah.
today we had a bit of a meltdown this morning. Um
Oh.
because her hair felt weird on her head.
Oh no.
And that's just, that's one of the things that I, we take for granted, is that it's just hair on your head. Like, it can't feel weird, but
Right.
it can, and it can cause
Oh yeah.
big ol' issues. Big ol'
Oh,
issues.
please. My daughter is biracial, so she has super curly hair.
Oh, yes.
And she's 15, but she can't figure out how to comb the back of it well enough. And
Yeah.
she doesn't like me to do it because she says it hurts.
Mm-hmm.
And so, and no matter how gentle I try to be, it hurts.
Yeah.
So it'll get ratted to
Yes.
the point where I have to take her to a beautician to get it combed out. So we finally started putting it in braids because we
Mm-hmm.
just had to do something. So now she gets her hair braided every 6 weeks.
That was our solution today, was it went in a braid.
There you go. Braids are the answer.
My husband actually said, "Okay, do you want to go get your hair braided, like actual braided, or dreadlocks, or whatever is going to, like, keep this from being an issue?" But just that single regular braid worked, which is good because I only know
Good.
how to do that kind. I don't know how to do any other kind.
Right.
I wish
Yeah.
I did. I tried to learn. I just didn't.
I wish I
Wow.
knew because I pay $300 every 6 weeks to have hers done. And that's cheap. I
Dang.
went I went to a couple others before that were more. This
Really?
is this
Wow.
is a good price.
Wow. Oh my gosh. But
Yeah,
you know what? If it solves a major problem like
it
that,
does. Well, and she
then
wouldn't go to school.
yeah.
So I was about ready to be taken to court because she wouldn't go to school because of her hair.
Yeah.
And so it's worth every penny.
Yeah. Well, and that's just it. Like, sometimes you have to do what it takes, whatever it
Yeah.
takes.
Yep.
That's a song, isn't it? It's a good song. I like that song. Um okay. So, we'll probably have to have you come back on the show because obviously we have not
Oh,
talked
that'd be
very
great.
much about the autism side because I wanted to stick to the other side, but
Yeah.
we are running out of time. Tears. Um What are you working on right now, or what are you promoting right now in your life? Oh, wait. I'm getting ahead of
Oh,
myself.
okay.
This is what happens when I get really tired. And I've been fighting a cold. I refuse to say I am sick. I don't want to be, but I've been
Aw.
taking Buckley's today, which kind of means that I'm sick. But so I'm a little out of sorts, although I'm always kind of out of sorts, but like more out of sorts. Um, Before you tell me what you're promoting right now, what piece of advice? I always like to end with a question. What piece of advice would you give to a young adult who is struggling and has been told it's depression, but they maybe it's not working?
I would say speak up, talk to somebody, and if they don't listen, talk to somebody else. Keep going until you get an answer that fits for you. And you'll feel it when it fits. You just go, oh my God, all those symptoms make sense. That's me. And you get it. Keep going until you feel that way.
I like that.
Yeah.
Okay, now tell me what you're promoting.
I have a company called Advancing with Amy, and I have a podcast called Health Warrior and Neurospicy Mama, and they kind of go together. I sell journals and workbooks, they're digital, and toolkits for the neurodivergent and things like that. I do a lot of inbox coaching. Have you heard of that? It's
No.
it's coaching through email.
Oh,
It's a lot of
alright.
fun. Yeah. So that's basically what I'm up to.
Excellent. And so where be well, and you wrote a chapter of a book.
Yes, I did.
What's
Yeah.
what's the book called?
Oh my gosh, you would ask me that.
Yeah, of course I would.
It was about divorce and divorces that lead to breakthroughs or something like that. It's so horrible. It's not just my book. There was 19 authors in it.
Yes, but your chapter was quite good.
Yeah.
Everybody go read my blog or listen to it.
And
See
that was
it.
called It's All
Voice.
Mindset, my
Yes.
chapter.
Yeah, it had some really good nuggets, even for people who are not getting divorced or experiencing. I had a lot of good pieces of like just random nuggets of like, oh, that's true for life for everyone. So
Thank
yeah,
you.
that's what I liked about it. It was your story about it, but like it was those little nuggets of hope. I'm
Right.
stealing Kim's little words there. Where do people follow you?
At advancingwithamy.com, you can sign up for my newsletter. I send out a newsletter almost every day. I also am on
Whoa.
I'm also on Substack. That I don't do as often, probably a couple times a week. And then every other week I put out a podcast.
Excellent. And I have to say her podcast is good. That's how I met her. Just saying. Go listen, subscribe, share the episodes, all the things.
Listen to your episode.
Yes, exactly. I don't think I was sick then, so I might not have been as loopy. So I'm so out of sorts. I'm so going to bed soon. Thank you so much for coming on and sharing with us. Do you have any last words you want to share with the audience?
Just don't give up. Life sometimes seems very overwhelming, and you feel like you're never going to reach a day where things seem better. Like you're just in this dump forever, and it's not so. It gets better. It always gets better. That's the one thing about being 55 is that I've been through it so often now that now when I get so bad depressed, I go, I'm going to make it through this. It gets better.
Oh, I love that. Best way to end the show. Okay, goodbye. No, I will sign off properly. So thank you everybody for listening, bearing with all of my crazy loopiness. Be sure to check out Amy's links in the description down below. Give us a follow, like, subscribe, share the episode out, all the things, But remember, the only way to end the stigma of mental health is to speak openly and honestly.